Test, test. Good morning, everyone. Hello. Good morning. Yeah, there we are. Welcome this morning. It's the Center for Spiritual Living on this happy and fabulous and this great Mother's Day. Yes? Yes. Let's all stand and sing, I am as God created me. God created me in the light and the love and the glory. I am as God created me in the light and the love and the glory. Sing it again. I am as God created me in the light and the love and the glory. Yeah. I am as God created me in the light and the love and the glory, oh, in the light and the love and the glory, in the light and the love and the glory, in the light and the love and the glory, I am, oh, in the light and the love and the glory, in the light and the love and the glory, in the light and the love and the glory, I am, as God created me, in the light and the love and the glory. Created me in the light and the love and the glory. I am as God created me in the light and the love and the glory. Yeah. In the light and the love and the glory. In the light and the love and the glory. In the light and the love and the glory. I am. In the light and the love and the glory. In the light and the love and the glory. In the light and the love and the glory, I
am. Oh, yes. Andy Anderson and Ben Anderson. We love you. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
And happy summer. I think we skipped spring. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Rogue Valley in partnership with Unity Medford. I'm Reverend Kimberly Hawkins, senior minister here, and as always, it's wonderful to see you all out there. Happy Mother's Day. We are an inclusive and progressive spiritual community, and we honor each of you no matter where you may happen to be on your own personal spiritual journey. If there's anyone here for the very first time, we always like to give you a little love. If you'd raise your hand. Anybody for the first time? Welcome. Welcome. Glad to see you. I'd like to introduce a few folks. You've already heard Andy and Ben Anderson, who are amazing musicians this morning, father and son. Reverend Bonnie Anderson did a beautiful meditation, is holding high watch throughout the service. Dr. Linda Reppond is our guest speaker this morning, and Rev Kim Bebo. Wait a minute, let's see, you're holding high watch. Rev Kim Bebo is on pulpit because Laura Stewart was supposed to be in her doggy, went to the emergency room this morning, so we'll know in prayer that he's okay. We have gorgeous flowers today. Reverend Linda brought them in honor of her late husband, Walter Carlisle's passing 2 years ago. Hard to believe, Linda, on Tuesday. So we hold Walter in our hearts, too. I like to believe he's here with us, Linda. Yeah, Walter was a practitioner in our community and extremely beloved. So I think that's about it. I hope I'm not forgetting anything. We do have teens in the next room, so if they get a little noisy, we're just going to know that that's awesome that they're here, right? And we're not going to be bothered. And I'm going to invite us now to take a collective deep breath. Oh, yes, please do turn off your cell phones or put them on airplane mode. We're going to take our collective deep breath, turn it over to the musicians to prepare us for the invocation and reading. And please hold your applause at the end of this song. We'll go right into prayer.
Spirit, lead me and guide me. 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 Every day I see in a new way, living my life to the fullest every day. There's nothing sweeter than a smile on my face. I just surrender to that power and love every moment, every day. Spirit, lead me and guide me. Spirit, just keeps on giving me. Spirit, just let it lead me and guide me. Spirit, just keeps on giving me. It's up to me to be that brighter day, because I am and I am. It supports me with yes in every way. So I give thanks, know I am blessed every moment, every day. Whoa. It's only love. It's all there is, all there'll ever be. It's up to me to know and receive and know there's only one love, light, peace, and harmony. Oh, it's Holy Spirit living in me. Spirit will lead you and guide you. Spirit just keeps on giving you. Spirit, just let it lead you and guide you. Spirit will just keep on giving you. When you find yourself going through the dark night of the soul, just release and let go and know that it's so, and surrender to that power and love every moment, every day. Oh, oh, it's only love. See, it's all there is, all there'll ever be. It's up to me to know and believe and know there's only one love, light, peace, and harmony. Oh, it's Holy Spirit living in me. Spirit, lead me and guide me. Spirit, just keeps on giving me. Spirit, just let it lead me and guide me. Spirit, just keeps on giving me. It's only love. All there is, all there'll ever be. It's up to me. Oh, it's Holy Spirit living in me.
And his Spirit is in, as, and through each and every one of us. It is God. It is love. It is joy. It is beauty. It is the essence of our beings. And in that essence, in that joy, in that beauty, we come alive. Spirit comes alive. God comes alive in us. As we are grounded in this Spirit, we know that the oneness and the wholeness of who each and every one of us is never separates us from God. That is always who we are, the God within, the in of us that is God. And as we move through our days, as we move through this day, we know that we are all that God is in this present moment. And we stay in the presence. And staying in the presence and being in the presence allows us to be in oneness. I am just so grateful to be here in this wonderful space that connects Unity of Medford and Rogue Valley CSL Rogue Valley. We are always one, but we are becoming more of that oneness. And in that oneness, we speak as though we are one. We speak in every moment that we are one, because we are one in God. We are one in the Spirit. We are the holiness and the honest, which is not a word, but it is a word in my mind, the honest of the Spirit of who we are. And I feel so blessed to be here and to be one with all of you. And I'm grateful. And I release this into the law, knowing it is so. And so it is. I have a little, it's hardly a paragraph, but it's just such a sweet remembrance of Mother's Day. Trees in a forest are interconnected through thread-like structures of symbiotic fungi, known as mycorrhiza, which form an underground network. Through the network, biggest and oldest trees, known as mother trees, share carbon and nutrients with saplings growing in shady areas where there is not enough sunlight. The mother trees can also detect the ill health of other trees and send them nutrients they need to heal. In this way, mother trees act as central hubs, communicating both young seedlings and other large trees around them to increase their chances of survival. Pretty much all of us had somebody who did that in our lives, one way or the other, whether they were our mothers or a mentor or just some loving being whom we connected with. And from Evan Hopkins of the School of Alchemy, he says, the quality of God that gives itself, nurtures life, and holds everything together is pure love. And the model we've been given for this way of loving is motherhood. The only thing that gives us a chance to love as God loves is the fact that the feminine is within all of us. Thank you.
a moment to do something I meant to do earlier after those beautiful words about mother love. I'd like to honor anybody in the room who is a mother, biological mother, adoptive mother, would-be mother, perhaps somebody who has played the role of mother, that beautiful nurturing role, mentoring a younger person. Would you all please stand and let's give you all some love. Mothers of any form, any shape. Sometimes it's men who play that role. Yeah. Thank you. Now, I'd like you to remain standing if you are a grandmother of any type. Grandmothers. Yeah. Aha. How about great-grandmothers? All right, a couple. Yay. Thank you. Any great-great-grandma? Sometimes we've had some. All right. Blessing all the beautiful mothers and the mother love, and thank you, Kim, Rev Kim, for that beautiful, beautiful reading. All right, Andy and Ben, take it away.
Yes. Here we go. Do 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 do. Life is too far to walk alone. You can't do it on your own. It's like bare hands digging through stone. And if things go down much steeper hill, even money won't pay these bills, and time will show you how. See, the people gonna be okay. Storms never come to stay. They just show us how much we need each other. Don't you know how much we need each other? And the trials of today, they all signs along the way to show us how much we need each other. How much we need each other. Do 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 do. See, I can't get so high. I can get so high on myself sometimes. I keep on drifting 1,000,000 miles from this planet. And oh, what a shame it would be to look back on my life and realize I've taken you and you and you and you for granted. Oh, see, it's gonna be okay. Storm never come to stay. Just show us how much we need each other. Don't you know how much we need each other? Whether we laugh or whether we grieve, I know both sides gonna let us see how much we need each other. Don't you know how much we need each other? I cannot see what matters around the bend. I do not know where this world is at or where it may end. I get a smile on my face and I don't pick up what you just put down. See, things gonna be okay. No, never coming away. I just say how much we need each other. Don't you know how much we need each other? And the trials of today, they are along the way. Don't you know how much we need each other? Don't you know how much we need each other? People gonna be okay. Oh, storms never come to stay. They show us how much we need each other. Don't you know how much we need each other? Oh, whether we laugh or whether we grieve, I know both sides are gonna let us see. Oh, how much we need each other. Don't you know how much we need each other? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh!
Are we good now? All right.
There you go.
Here. I know you can't hear me if I don't have a mic on. All right. So I am very happy to be here today, and I'm kind of proud to be a mom. I also just really want to acknowledge that there are people for whom this is the worst holiday of the year. This is the I wish I was a mom. I wish my mom was still here. I just hate my mom. There's all kinds of versions of this story that make it not so great for some people. So just, if you're one of those people, just love yourself up, because all of us count. Just kind of what we're talking about today. Last week, can we make this one be gone? Am I on here? I'm not on here. Am I on here? I'm going to use this mic. Ooh, I'm going to use this mic. All right. Did you hear anything I said so far? I can start over. All right, good. Last week, Reverend Kimberly introduced us to the book, The Four Pivots by Sean Genwright. And she started the first pivot, and I'm going to lead into the second pivot, which is about belonging, care, vulnerability. The title of it is Transactional to Transformational. We're going to talk about that a little bit. It's the notion that we all have a huge and must be met kind of need for belonging. In some way, it's actually what makes this church thrive, is that there is a sense of belonging, and you can't be here more than 15 minutes before you start feeling like, oh, I belong here too. That's the magic of our church. But I also want to tell you, it's also the magic of our teen camps. People always ask us, does this sound right? This sounds really loud to me. It's okay? We're good? Okay, all right, thanks. When we go to teen camp, almost always when we come back, some parent says, what did you do to them? They're totally different. What happened? And there's a secret sauce to teen camp. And really the secret sauce is belonging. It is a group of people, teens and adults, who surround everybody there and just hold them in love and see who they actually are. And there's an added factor. In the CSL world, a lot of churches are like our size. So there may be one or two teenagers, more because we're good, but a lot of churches, they're just in. And so at school, for a teenager, it's like they're not one of the anti-religion people, but they're not exactly born again either. There's I'm just part of this little tiny thing. And then they go to camp, and there's hundreds of us. And they're like, oh, I have a tribe. These are my people. And really, there's a thread that weaves us as Centers for Spiritual Living, and we're going to talk about it a lot today. It is that idea of oneness, that we are one. There's one life. That life is God's life. That life is my life now. That's really at the essence of what we teach. But it's very magical to me to always see at teen camp how that happens, because there's that magic is oh, my tribe. So I won't go off on that story. I have a lot of stories, but I won't tell all of them today. I do want to tell you a story about my growing up, though. I grew up in Pineville, Louisiana, and I lived there most of my life till I was about 13. And one night at dinner, my dad was a Baptist preacher. My dad said, God's called me to the great Northwest. We're going to be moving. And with all the sass of a 13-year-old, I was like, well, he didn't call me. I think I'm supposed to stay here. And the great patriarch that he was, says, it doesn't work like that, Linda. The Lord calls the man, God calls the whole family. So school's out, and I find myself in Richland, Washington, from Pineville, Louisiana. Do you know Richland, Washington? It's part of the Tri-Cities in eastern Washington, but happens to be the home of the Atomic Energy Commission. Hanford Atomic Energy Works is there. And at that time, and probably still today, it has more PhDs per square mile than anybody in the country. It just, people moved there, the whole Hanford story. So we get there, and it's a very affluent town. It's a highly educated town. And I wasn't there but a couple of days before I realized I did not know how to fit in here. I did not belong. I didn't know the rule. And I had that horrible Southern accent that I worked really hard to get rid of, and mostly have until I married Walter, and then I got it back again. But so here I was, and I was desperately lonely. I had left everybody I'd ever known. I'm in this town, and it's summer, so there's no place to make friends except at church, and they were so nerdy, I didn't want to be known as being their friend. So I was afraid to start school and excited to start school because I thought, well, then I'll make friends. But then I get there, and I had those horrible days at the beginning of the year sitting in the lunchroom by myself. And just, teenage life is very tender, It's part of why I still like working with teenagers. It's a hard time to be alive. So I did this thing, and I'm kind of embarrassed to tell you this story, but I wanted so desperately to belong, or to have them at least know where I came from, I belonged. And so I started this thing, I have no idea where this came from, of dyeing my shoelaces. It's the age of white tennis shoes. And I had dyed them all these colors and wore laces that matched my outfit. So whatever color I was wearing, they were wearing. And of course, everybody noticed, like, that's kind of weird. And I was like, oh no, where I came from, everybody does that. Eventually, I let it go and drifted off into some other fantasy life. But I have some compassion for that me that was 13 then, because that's how desperate I was to be seen, to belong, to be part of something. And I just want to say, I am white, I'm highly educated, I'm upper middle class, I have lots of privilege. So when I think about, little 13-year-old Linda, I just have to stop and realize my need to belong is no different than anybody else's, but there are many, many people for whom there are a lot of walls instead of open doors. And for me, my life has had many open doors, for which I'm grateful and truly privileged. But when we start thinking about this notion I'm going to talk about today of othering, let's remember, who we are and who else is there in the world. So othering is a real N word these days. It basically is what it means, if you haven't run into it, is it's a view of treating others as if they are intrinsically different or alien to who I am. So there's me and my world, and then there's them out there. And it's an epidemic in our world right now, that whole notion of othering is who is not like me. And I'm preaching to myself here as well. It doesn't matter where you draw that line, because we redraw it in our lives daily in dozens of ways. Older, younger, disabled, able-bodied, race, gender identity, language, religion. It's a big one. It's the people that are in my tribe, I love. And if there's something wrong, it was probably done by those people in that other category. And are you familiar? Can you identify some people? And we do it. You're driving down the street, and here's somebody panhandling for money. I wish they wouldn't do that, those homeless people. It's just because I'm going to put them outside of my circle, because that's not me. And when I see somebody who's just struggling to get their groceries in the car, and then they leave the cart in the parking lot because they're disabled and it's hard to take it back up to the store. I don't see all of that. I just see like, that's kind of a bother. I was going to park there. Those stories are the ways that we are separating ourselves and us into different from somebody else out there. Science of Mind teaches the exact opposite. Now, you know that. We teach oneness. Let me read you, because I brought my Science of Mind textbook. What Ernest Holmes said, and he actually used the word otherness one time in the entire book, so that's what I'm reading. But I also love it. There's a point in the supreme moment of realization where the individual merges with the universe, but not to the loss of his individuality, where a sense of the oneness of all life so enters his being that there is no sense of otherness. The world kind of needs us right now. And we kind of need ourselves to actually start living that. But that's, I feel like what we need as a people, as a human planet, what we need is to dissolve some walls and build some bridges. We need to be actively taking down walls, the ways that we say, you're not like me, and you're not like me, and I don't believe like you do, and get that red hat off your head, and whatever. So, John Powell is the director of the Center for Otherness and Belonging in Berkeley, UC Berkeley. And he says, justice is the public face of love. So when people talk about, we shouldn't be doing all of this social action stuff, we should stick to religion, just think about, like, this whole oneness. It is the magic pill that actually transforms how we are. It takes us from a transactional style relationship, which is like, you did this for me, I'll pay you this, that's, I can see you, I can see that you're here, but I don't see you. That's transformational, the allowing my heart to connect and see your heart. Even though we may be so different in so many ways. That's what's needed, is for my heart to open and see your heart. I feel like we have just had a global epidemic of othering and separation. It's really, if you think about this pandemic that we've all lived through, like nobody ever saw it coming. But what the message of it, and really the life that we all live, is like, don't be around anybody. Just like, and then it sort of was, well, you can create a little bubble, your bubble, so your kids can come see you, or whatever your little bubble, and we spent 2 years living in bubbles and not connecting with other people. And even now, I feel like all of us are working through the scars of that time, because that need to belong, that need to be connected didn't go away during that time. But somehow it got twisted, and it just, and from that place of like needing to be safe, many of us moved into a place of fear about other people. That didn't help that there was a lot of that talking going on in the larger body politic of our country at the time, that them and us, and separation and difference. But I feel like at a more personal level, for me, and I'm thinking maybe for a lot of us, that experience of spending so much time not connected to people, we're carrying some scars, and I assure you that our children are. It just breaks my heart to see. We have kids that are several years behind grade level because they just couldn't do school on Zoom and have it work for them. Or kids that were just in houses that had a lot of trauma in them, and they were trying to just survive. But our teens, we have really an exceptional group of teenagers in our church, and a couple of them are here today, so thank you for being in this room. But it's so hard, to re-emerge from that. And oh, by the way, when I went in, I was in middle school, and now I'm in high school, and I don't know how I'm supposed to act about that. There's a whole thing happening with our kids, and it's huge. And I feel like all of the love and the mental health and the teen camps and everything we can do to help them move forward is we need to do all of that. Sorry, I do get off on the kid thing. We excluded everybody else. And then when we were allowed, I suspect, like me, your bubble was of your immediate family, or your immediate family and your best friend, or, it was a tiny little circle, and they all were a lot like me. They looked like me, they thought like me, they talked like me. That's our bubble. This is not who we're here on the planet to be. And especially those of us who have spent years in this teaching of oneness, to recognize that the God in me sees the God in you. That's what Namaste is. Ubuntu is, we get from the African traditions, but the Ubuntu belief is that I become the person that I am because of the people I'm with. I need my community to be who I am. We need that. We need a lot of Ubuntu in our world right now. So how do we get there from this place of kind of a little scarred separation? How do we get there? I think the job for each of us is to, first of all, recognize when we're doing it. It is so deeply ingrained that it's invisible, even to ourselves most of the time. And, and I used to do this in Seattle. Chinese drivers, othering, like just waking up to the ways, in the small ways in which I make you not like me. That's big work. So if you're signing on for that assignment, give yourself a lot of breaks this week. You're taking on a big job. But that is the job. That is the task, is to start recognizing when I do it, and then realize that I actually have a different choice I could make. I know, strange concept. There's actually a different choice we can make. In that moment of, no, they're not. No, they're not. They were children at one time, even if the most despicable people were at one point in their life little kids. Who needed their mommy, who cried when they got a boo-boo. They were children. So even if we have to strip it down to that, whatever it takes to open my heart and see this other person as a person who has soul, who is a child of God, who is just like me. In fact, they are me in the oneness sense of the word. I'm not any different from who they are. And really, that is the assignment that I know I signed on for before I came to this planet. This is my work, to spend my life as much as I can eliminating the otherness and embracing, oh, I'm here to love you and you and you. Oh my God, not you. Yeah, you too. Yeah, that's the work. And it's ours to do. It's every single one of us. It's ours to do. And and the more we recognize it, the more we can go, nope, not that story. New story. New story. I love that person. That person is me in another body. We are created to be one. That's what we're here to do and be. So it's that circle of belonging is the experience that when I was 13 I was trying to break into. Like, there was a group of people they were the in crowd, and I wanted to be inside that group desperately. That is the experience of many of us going into a new job, going into a new town, just like being in going into a different group. Am I going to be outside the circle? And it feels so bad when you are. That you just kind of walk away. It's so hard. Can we be the people who open the circle? You know how when we do the prayer circle before service and people come in late and you just kind of open your hands and they join in? That's what I'm talking about. That is what we can do. Not only open our own hearts, but physically open the circle. Like, make my circle bigger so that it includes you. Even though I feel like you're really different than me. I feel like you're like, you don't even speak the same language. You know, it doesn't matter. You can be, my circle is as big as the whole world. You can be part of my circle. I want to hold every single person in that consciousness. And I invite you to come play with me, because it's big work and it's extremely satisfying. Because what you end up with is no fear. There's nothing to fear here, because that's my brother, that's my sister. I don't need to be afraid. I can just love them. And love holds. That experience of standing in a place of love creates its own safety. I just want to close with this. This is an In Lakesh poem. It comes out of the Mayan culture. And FYI, it was banned in the state of Arizona as late as 2015, as they were trying to teach Mexican-American history in Tucson. And the state, superintendent of education was like, no, we're not teaching that, and this poem is not going to be allowed. So I sort of say it in defiance, because it comes from that culture, that Mayan culture. You are my other me. If I do harm to you, I harm myself. If I love and respect you, I love and respect myself. Let's pray. Just sinking into that oneness and recognizing that all of life, God itself, is right here. Right here. All around, in, as, and through each of us. That one thing. That one life. It is God, it is love, and it is my life now. And so I claim this as my life. I claim this as my truth. And I commit to open my eyes and my heart a little wider to see when I am participating in moving somebody out of the circle or not allowing them in. And I vow to open my heart and open my circle a little wider every time. Hold me to it, God, and support me. I claim this for myself. I claim this for every person here. And it is done. Thank you, God. And so it is. Amen.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Reverend Linda. That was amazing. So, I can't play drums and walk around at the same time, so I'm going to ask you for your help today. I imagine everyone can clap their hands. So, you're going to be the drummers right now. Can we clap? Oh, that sounds so good. All right, sweet. This is a song that we put together a couple years ago. I had a really great friend of mine in town, and wrote a little music, and the creative genius over here came up with this concept and put it all together, and we put some lyrics down. It came out really good. It's called Love Is Everything, and it goes like this.
Hey, Ben.
Yeah.
What about this thing called love?
Love?
Yeah, love.
Oh, love is everything.
Love is everything.
Love is everything,
Yeah.
'cause everything is love.
Everything.
Love is everything, 'cause everything is love.
Love.
Love is everything, 'cause everything is love. Everything is love, 'cause everything is love. Love is everything, yep, 'cause everything is love. Love is everything. Okay, now, let's talk about this thing called love.
Called love.
And where we think it really comes from. It's not a thing to be lost or gained. It's a universal property in everything. Love is the courage and the trust to believe. Love we beam recirculates to us. We stand and claim this power as our own. It's your birthright, no matter your payroll, no matter your shape, form, race, color, or creed. Love is the only thing we need. Love is where dreams and reality meet like light beams. Love is the source, I'm just the stream. Love is everything. Love is everything. Everything is love. Everything is love. Cause everything is love. Sing. Love is everything. Everything is love. Everything is love. Everything is love. Love is everything. Everything is love. Everything is love. Cause everything is love. Okay, look. See, it's just the way to be. It's the birds, the bees, and the sway of the tree. Love is the miracle. It's easy to share. I truly believe that it's the reason we're here. It's the opposite of fear. It's never possessive. Open up your heart and be more receptive to the natural order and flow of the universe. Let it guide you through the joys and the hurts. It's always there. It's all around. It's all the time. It's in your heart, your soul, and in your mind. The fabric of my being is created from it. There is no separation. That's how amazing love is. Love is everything. Everything is love. Yeah. Love is everything. Cause everything is love. 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 Everything is love. Cause everything is love. Love is everything. Cause everything is love. Love is everything. Cause everything is love. Yeah. It's all there is. It's all that we're made of. As we move forward today, remember, everything you're seeing is a part of you and is a part of the love that we all come from. And so it is. Thank you. Andy Anderson. Happy Mother's Day, Mama.
Oh my. You two rock. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Ben and Andy. It's time now for our offering. So if you want to write a check, there are envelopes. You can do that to either CSL or Unity. There are envelopes. I don't always mention this, but you can give to one or the other if you're giving cash. And I'm going to invite those online to go to our website, www.cslroguevalley.org. Come on down. Patricia and Vivian are ushers this morning. Yeah, they deserve a little love too, huh? So I just want to thank everybody for continuing to support both communities. We are so blessed. And I invite you to say our affirmation after me, if you would. Graciously I give.
Graciously I give.
From a place of love.
From a place of love.
Knowing that as I give, so do I richly receive.
So do I richly receive.
So it is.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. Blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
So a few announcements before we break for a snack in Bosworth Hall. let's see, Jackie's Jewelry. It's the second Sunday of the month, so if you need a Mother's Day gift and haven't gotten one yet, or you want to gift yourself something, check out our gently used pieces in Bosworth Hall. There's a practitioner meeting here today. We'd like to start by 12, and we promise we'll be brief because it is Mother's Day. Men's group meets tomorrow, I believe, 5:15 at 1 p.m. here, Alan, yes. Women's drumming circle tomorrow night here at 7 p.m. And there's a kirtan concert coming up on Saturday, June 10th at 7 p.m., so mark your calendars on that. We have two live announcements. Jean Hanna, come on up. Board President for Unity.
I just want to say thank you for the message today. I love the oneness and how do we manifest this oneness. And so we're doing that right here with Unity and CSL. And so if you are a member of Unity, and you're also a member of CSL and Unity, you've received a notice, or you should have, either by email or by letter, telling you of a special meeting the 21st, right after service, to pass a bylaw that allows Unity to, if we do, move together completely with CSL, we can bring this building and all our funds with us. Because normally what happens when a Unity dissolves or ends, but we would have to sell the building and get our assets back to Unity in the central office Unity, the Unity worldwide. They are supporting us in making this bylaw change. They are not objecting in any way to us doing this. It says it makes sense for Southern Oregon. So I just want you to know that. But please, if you can't make that meeting and you are a member and you want to vote, we have ballots. You can cast one today. We've got a ballot box. I'll be standing over in the back, over by the two big chairs, the Bosworth chairs. And you can do that today, okay? Thanks so much.
Thank you, Jean Hanna. And, yep. Reverend Bonnie Anderson has an awesome it's class coming up, and I loved the book, Bonnie. I'm glad you chose it. Tell us about it.
Well, this book sort of just popped out at me. Does that ever happen to you? A book sort of falls on the shelf? It's Outrageous Openness, Letting the Divine Take the Lead by Tasha Silver. And I understand that she was inspired to write this book after finding the book, The Life and How to Live It by Florence Scovel Shinn, which is a religious science book. So we'll be playing with that too. It's just going to be so much fun. There's many stories in here, and it teaches in a very gentle and wonderful way. And we're going to do some exercises, and hold on. I just want to read you one short excerpt. You learn to get out of the way, follow the signs, and invite the highest outcome. You stop manipulating results. Synchronicities become rampant. So that's what's going to happen this summer. Synchronicities are going to become rampant. It's like flying above the turbulence in a plane where the air is clear and open, or drinking water from a pristine river rather than begging for it door to door. So we're going to have fun with this radical trust and openness to the divine, turning it over. I'm having so much fun reading this. So if you want to see the book, I've got it here. You can sign up in the social hall. It's a short 4-week fun summer class in June, Tuesdays in June.
On Zoom, 4 to 6 p.m.
Outrageous Openness.
Thank you, Bonnie. I guarantee you'll like it. So if you don't receive our newsletter, there is a sign-up sheet in the social hall so you know everything that's going on, because we have full Tuesdays here. Unity does a prayer circle and Tai Chi, and there's a Miracle Makers group, and Jean is having brown bag suppers every other week, twice a month, where we watch interviews with spiritual gurus and teachers. Just get the newsletter, because there's so much going on, we don't even have time to go through it all. I think that's it. I'm going to invite anyone in the room who is a practitioner or minister to come up. These folks are available after service for what we call a 5-minute miracle. I always like to say no need to leave here with a heavy heart today, because these folks would love to offer you prayer support. There's a prayer box in the back of the sanctuary if you'd like the team to pray for you this week. Unity has a prayer box in the social hall. And I think that's it. Please join us afterwards for something to eat, and we'd love to get to know you if it's your first time here. All right. Take it away, Andy and Ben.
Let's all stand. Here we go. Holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy